Hey, it's Dan. Welcome to episode 2 of, I don't know what we're going to call this thing, but we'll figure it out over the course of time. So today's episode is about frameworks, all right? So frameworks being like those mechanisms that we use to define how we actually want to live this grand adventure called life. So come along with me. Hopefully you find this entertaining. Hopefully you get something really informative out of this and you can use it to be impactful in your life with your friends and your family. If so, like, subscribe, and share. That's my new mantra in this whole new adventure that we're all on, all right? So, as I shared with you last time, I think I shared, I'm quitting CF Industries, and actually it's coming up in a little over 2 weeks here. And I'm going to go from being a really high-paid finance executive to being effectively unemployed until I find that next thing to do. So why am I doing this? It all comes back to frameworks. So I'm a huge believer in frameworks. I've said that a couple times now already. Those frameworks actually being how you define the values that you have that lead to the purpose that you believe your life is oriented around, and what are the objectives that you're striving for in that life. And so every few years, it's a good practice to actually sit down and go through what are your values, what is your mission in life, what are your objectives in life. And I do that every few years. And I watch it over the course of time in terms of how my perspective changes. And what that changes about, not so much my values. I think that values are really constants in our lives, but how we actually utilize those values can change. And so that has changed for me over the course of time. So how has it changed? It's changed from the last time I wrote down my mission statement, it was to use my God-given gifts in finance to create opportunities for growth in a corporation, so that jobs might be created in that corporation, leading to me actually providing for a fruitful lifestyle for my family. That's changed over the course of time. The corporate piece of it has reduced. The finance piece of it has reduced. What's increased is providing fruitful lifestyles for those around me. And so I've chosen to actually step away from CF Industries, wonderful company with a great mission in terms of feeding the plants to feed the world, so providing for better human lifestyles overall. But I've decided, I actually want to focus on something more immediate, more immediately impactful on the people around me, around health and wellness. But the transition is really the interesting thing, and that's what this episode is really about. It's using frameworks in terms of how we lead our lives, not just for the endpoint in life, but more importantly, through this whole thing, my focus is on the process and the journey. So using frameworks to define that journey through life. And so as I've decided to leave CF Industries because of the change in my mission and the change in my objectives in life, same values, that I decided to use another framework for defining that. What is that framework? I'm calling it the 4 R's. So it's recovery, it's recharging, it's reorienting, and redirecting. And so some of those things being a little bit athletically oriented because I'm an athlete. So recovery. Recovery is that time period where an athlete actually steps back and relaxes in order that the work that they've done can be incorporated to help them as an individual, body, mind, and soul, prepare to launch to a new and higher level of performance. So it's important in life to occasionally take that time to recover, just to step back and relax, whether it's a vacation, a sabbatical, if you're provided the luxury of a time period of changing careers and directions, or just simply taking the afternoon off and saying to everyone, I'm recovering right now. And so resetting the clock, so to say, resetting the biological, the emotional, the mental clock to advance once again once you come out of that. It's recharging. So the recharging is actually about going out and having fun, doing other things. So if you're an athlete, instead of like, if you're a swimmer, it's not swimming laps, it's actually going for a hike or it's going for a bike ride. If you're a biker, it's not going for a bike ride, it's actually going for a swim or going for a stroll on the beach. So taking that little bit of time to actually do something different in order just to have an experience, which leads to the reorienting. And the reorienting is going to be the subject of a follow-on episode here. Reorienting being trying out different things to discover what is it that actually resonates with you, that you enjoy, and that invigorates you, so that you can use that as a thing to go off on that next branch of the journey in life. And then the redirecting is actually saying, there's the branch, I'm going to head down it. Who knows where it's going to go? It's going to meander. It's going to change directions. I'm going to enjoy the journey, though, because this is all a journey. So the reorienting and redirecting are key topics for a future episode. But again, you know what? This comes back to a journey. And here's the whole thing. With this journey, I believe that we all have a purpose. And actually, I believe that our purpose is to enrich the lives of others around us. So for me, there's one life in particular that I want to enrich. Misty, I love you. There are many lives that I want to enrich. My kids, my family, my friends, the world at large. I actually believe that all of us have something to contribute to this world. I hope that you find your thing to contribute to this world. And I hope you enjoy the journey with me. We'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye.